Hey y'all, I'm Dina, this is Lou, and this is an awesome nighttime practice. It's really great for right before you're ready to go to bed, just to help you unwind, work out all of the kinks from the day. I suggest taking either a block or even a bolster or two pillows or a box or books, whatever feels good to you, or even a thick blanket, a thick quilt. And that's all you need for class. Let's get started. All right, let's start on our tabletop. Come to our hands and our knees. Wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Spread your fingers out nice and wide. Take a full deep breath in. Open your mouth and let it go. Inhale, heart lifts, tailbone lifts, shoulders right back. Exhale, tuck your chin around your spine. Press the floor away, fill the space in between the shoulder blades. Inhale, heart lifts, tailbone lifts. Exhale, tuck and round. Going nice and slow here, but move into the rhythm that guides you, the rhythm of your breath. Starting to work through any kinks, anything that might have come up throughout the day that's looking for a place to store itself inside of our body. And if you feel your body calling you to move in any other way, swaying through the hips, the head, the shoulders, neck, the ribs, feel free to do that, right? Every event that we live through, that we experience, every emotion that's attached to it gets stored in our body somewhere. And everyone's different. So we've got to kind of release through that energy, right? Release through those emotions and allow that energy to continue to move, to continue to transform. On your next inhale, come back to center. Bring your back big toes together. Your knees come out as wide as the mat. Sink your hips down by your heels. Child's pose. Allow your arms to extend out softly in front. You can bring your forehead down to the mat. Rock your forehead from side to side, from temple to temple, massaging out your third eye. Then inhale, come back to center. Fill your belly up with air. Exhale, walk your hands over towards the left. Take your right hand, maybe it stacks on top of the left. Your chest might come closer towards the left thigh. And then allow the right shoulder to square down and both hips to stay grounded by the heels. Maybe your head and your chest begin to melt closer towards the mat. Finding the stretch all the way from the right hip through the right fingertips. Inhale. Exhale, walk yourself back to center. And then over towards the right. Maybe the left hand stacks on top of the right as the left shoulder draws down and both shoulders stay square to the mat and both hips draw down by the heels. Finding length all the way from the left hip through the left fingertips. Take a deep breath in, fill your belly with air. Exhale, just allow yourself to surrender and melt down towards the ground. Inhale. Exhale, begin to walk yourself back to center. Pull your heart up, pull your hips, tabletop. Bring your heels back in line with your knees. Knees back in line with the hips. Take an inhale, kick your right leg straight back behind you. Exhale, bring your right foot outside of your right hand. Now you can stay here, line the hips to pull forward, or you can lower down to your forearms. You can lower down to your block, or some little combination of all of those things. But we're not looking to really push the hips here. We're really looking to just kind of allow them to melt in a very, very comfortable and soft zone. So almost like a space right before the edge. Maybe your right foot begins to roll to the pinky edge side as you open up through the hips even more. And inhale. Exhale, plant the right foot down. Think about drawing the left hip closer towards the ground. So the hip, maybe even the outside of the hip, begins to draw forward as this weight becomes a little bit more in the left hand. That's all right. Nice, y'all. You should feel this through the hip flexors, maybe even through the quad. Breath is deep, send the oxygen there. Inhale. Exhale, make your way back to your tabletop. Hands and knees. Take your time here, y'all. We're moving super slow. Inhale, right hand lifts to the sky. Exhale, thread it through the right side, so in between the left arm and the left leg. Your shoulder hits the mat, your head hits the mat. If you find any discomfort there, you can always place your head on top of a block or whatever you're using as your block. Now press firmly into the left palm to stack the left shoulder over the right, and then press firmly into the back of the right hand so that you feel more of an opening underneath the shoulder blade there. And then think about drawing this left hip back slightly in line with the right, and breathe. Inhale, right hand lifts all the way to the sky. Exhale, place that side down. Inhale, left leg kicks straight back. Exhale, left foot comes outside of the left hand. Option to stay here on your hands, sink your hips forward. Maybe you lower down to your block or your forearms. Whatever feels best for you. Always have the option to roll to the outside edge of the left foot. Open up through the thigh a little bit more. Whatever feels good, y'all. Inhale. Rise back onto your hands. And then plant the left foot down. Think about drawing the right hip forward. So the right hip is drawing closer down towards the ground, more right into the right hand. Heart lifts. Think about lengthening from the hips all the way up the right side body. Nice. Inhale. Exhale. Make your way back to your tabletop. Your hands and your knees. Take an inhale, lift your left hand all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, thread it through the right side. Shoulder hits the mat, head hits the mat. Press firmly into the right palm to stack the right shoulder over the left. Press firmly into the back of the left hand to find more of an opening underneath the left shoulder blade. And then swing the right hip back in line with the left and breathe here. Inhale, left hand lifts high to the sky. Exhale, place that side down. Full breath in. Open your mouth, let it go. Keep your hips stacked over your knees, but begin to walk your hands forward, finding your puppy. Allow the chest to fall, maybe your head falls. Now your hands can come as wide as feels good in your shoulders, just allowing the chest to melt down. Breath is deep. Think about lengthening the tailbone back, pulling the fingertips forward. Inhale. Exhale, pull yourself all the way forward. Come to laying on your forearms, so your Sphinx. Elbows and shoulders in the same line, wrists in line with the elbows. Wrap your shoulders back, lift up nice and tall through the crown of your head. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder, finding space through the right side of the neck, all the way from the ear to the shoulder. Really draw the right shoulder away from the right ear, grounding down into the right forearm. Inhale. Exhale, lower the chin down to the chest. Keep the ear drawing towards the left side. Inhale, lift your chin all the way up. Come in through center. Exhale, draw your right ear over towards the right shoulder. Finding space through the left side of the neck. Left shoulder draws down and back. Inhale. Exhale, tuck the chin, but keep the ear drawing over towards the right. Inhale, pull the chin up to the sky, come back to center. Exhale, slide all the way down. Bring your arms out into a T. Your right cheek onto the mat. Take your left hand underneath your left shoulder and roll over onto your right side. So your right arm is long back behind you, and it's pointing, and the wrist is in line with the shoulder. You can stack your hips. You can plant this back foot here. You should feel this opening through the chest, maybe a little bit through the back of the shoulder. Breath is deep. Any point, feel free to soften your gaze or close your eyes, just preparing the eyelids for a rest as well. Relaxing through the forehead, your jaw, your lips and tongue. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come back to center. Bring your arms back into a T, left cheek onto the mat. Take your right hand underneath your right shoulder. Roll over onto the left side. Now you can stack your hips or not, whichever feels best to you. Breath is deep. Inhale. Exhale, come back to center and roll all the way onto your back. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Find your happy baby. Now you can grab your ankles. You can grab the outside edges of your feet, your big toe mounds, whatever feels good to you. Drawing your thighs down, but also drawing the tailbone down. So really finding length through your spine here. You can straighten one leg. You can straighten both legs. You can close your eyes and do only what feels good to you. Maybe you straighten both legs, find movement, find stillness. There's still kinks to work out. Shoulders release down, neck is loose. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly release your feet back down to the mat. Plant your feet in line with your hips. And go ahead and grab your block. or your bolster or your thick blanket, whatever you've got. And we're going to lift up through the hips, and either on the lowest height or the medium height, go ahead and slide the block underneath the tailbone, the sacrum. It's that part right above the booty crack, and it should feel like a pretty okay soft spot. If whatever you're using as your block is a little bit more rigid, you might want to wrap a blanket over it just to make it feel a little bit softer around the edges for your body. Now your arms can come by your side, or you can lift your arms up overhead. You can keep your feet where they are, or maybe you walk one foot forward, maybe you walk both feet forward. Again, feeling into what feels right for your body. You can always stop somewhere along in the middle as well. Just finding this opening through the whole front side of the body. Inhale. Open your mouth. One more inhale. Inhale. Exhale. Begin to walk your feet back towards your block, back towards your hips. Pause here. Bring your arms back by your sides and pause. Now, if you have a block or something that has the ability to go down just a little bit lower, go ahead and take an inhale, lift your hips. Exhale, allow yourself to lower down just about halfway. So if you have 2 pillows, maybe you release one. Inhale. Lift the hips up nice and high, and this time wherever you are, release, remove the block, the bolster, and lower your hips all the way down. Keep your feet wide on the mat. Drop your knees over to the left. Drop your knees over to the right. Windshield wiper back and forth. And the next time that your knees are on the right, go ahead and keep them there. You can always take your right foot and draw your right heel on the outside of your left thigh if that feels good to you. Your arms can do literally whatever feels good, but allow the shoulders to soften and the neck to be loose, right? Just releasing and relaxing down. Think about drawing your left thigh and your left knee away from the hips and down towards the mat. Finding length from the hip all the way down to the thigh. Inhale, bring your knees back to center. Exhale, drop your legs over to the left. Maybe the left foot comes to the outside of the right thigh. Your arms doing whatever feels good. With each breath in, really find length from the hip through the thigh, from the hip all the way to the shoulder. With each breath out, think about drawing the thigh away and closer to the ground. Inhale, come back to center. Bring the bottom of both feet together. Allow your legs to fall out into butterfly wings. And your heels can come in close towards your glutes, or they can go out far, whatever feels best for you. Making a diamond shape with the legs. You can always place blocks or bolsters or whatever you've got underneath your thighs if that feels nice to you. Take one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. Allow everything to just melt down. Take a full deep breath in, fill up all the way. Open your mouth and let it go. One more inhale, really send the air all the way down to the hips, down to the toes, up to the crown of your head. Open your mouth. One more deep breath in. Deepest breath yet. Open your mouth. Slowly begin to extend your legs long. Bring your arms by your side. Squeeze everything together. Pull your eyebrows together. Press your eyelids together. Clench your jaw. Shrug your shoulders. Press your lips together. Squeeze your fists. Squeeze your belly, your booty, your thighs, your toes. Deepest breath in yet. Hold it at the top. One more little sip of air in. Open your mouth. Slowly release it all down. You can stay here as long as you'd like. I'll see you next time.